I will give the introduction. If you have any queries, you can unmute and you can ask me.
Okay.
Okay. So coming to this PEGA BPM, actually it is called as a PEGA BPM tool, or we can also call as PEGA PRPC. See, everything is same only, but it is not a different module. So everything comes under PEGA only. Actually, the thing is, the main category, normally PEGA tool is related to the BPM category. So that's why we used to call as PEGA BPM. And why PEGA PRPC means, in real time, this PEGA we used to call as a PEGA PRPC tool. So mainly saying, simply saying, PEGA comes under BPM category, and in the real time we used to call as PEGA PRPC tool. And what is this BPM means? Business Process Management. See, in the real time, it's not in real time. So in the current market, so there are so many tools are available. Not only this PEGA. So there are so many BPM tools are there. But when we compare with other BPM tools in the market, so PEGA is one of the advanced, and so one is the best tool in the market. So I can say there is no competition to this PEGA BPM in the market. So there are some other tools, if you have idea or not. Ratna, you can mute your microphone. If you have an idea or not, so there are some other tools like Lombard, Oracle BPM, and then AL BPM.
Hello.
JBPM, Epion.
Ratna, can you please click on that green button, mute yourself? Some noise is coming from your end. Okay, then perfect.
Okay, sure. Okay, these are all some of the BPM tools available in the market. So not only this, so there are so many will be there, like 20 to 30 tools are there, but all are nowhere related to the PEGA BPM. PEGA is the most advanced one, so which is the trend in the market, present trend. And see, using this PEGA, we can do any type of functionality. And the main purpose of this PEGA is for developing web applications. So the PEGA tool purpose is to develop web applications. And another functionality is also there. We can also use the PEGA tool for maintenance applications also. Not only for developing new applications, we can also use the PEGA for maintenance applications also. Because by default, PEGA has a middleware functionality. Not only PEGA, so many tools in the market have middleware functionality by default. So which can convert a application in one technology to the different environment. So means you can convert a Java program, so which is defined in Java. So we can convert that application into PEGA. So for that we will use this middleware functionality. So by default, this middleware functionalities comes built in with this PEGA tool. And coming to the history of this PEGA, it started around in the year 1983. It started as a middleware tool, and later in 1990s they developed this tool into the development tool. It started with 1x version, and later on, so the versions like 2x, 3x, 4x came. So from the 2000, it is most popular in the US market from the year 2000, and in the Indian market it came in the year 2007. So in Indian market they are using from the year 2007. So from then all the MNCs are using this technology. And coming to this PEGA, it is totally a Java based application. PEGA is totally a Java based application, but we will not use any Java here at the time of development or at the time of designing the application. We will not use any Java, but so in the backend it will automatically generate the Java code. So when we develop any new application, automatically it will generate the Java source code in the backend. How it will generate, I will tell you. So BPM means, I told you, right, business process management. And one more thing is, so it contains a common features where all the tools will have. So not only PEGA, so all these tools will have this BPM features. The main purpose is to, for improving the, so one of the best and main feature is for of this BPM is improving the business performance of the application. So with the combination of like infra technology, IT and some governance methodologies, so there will be so many will be there in the backend. In simple word we can say, the main purpose of this business process management is to improve the business performance of the application. And also another main feature is automation of work. See, in PEGA nothing will be done manually, everything is automated only. Like automated means, suppose if you want to set up the database, no need to do the setup manually. If you want to connect to any web service, so everything, all the connectors and even the databases comes internal to the PEGA itself. So here there is no need to set anything manually, everything will be set up automatically. Means the work means, so the total work whatever we are developing, everything will be configured and internal to the, one second, everything will be available in the PEGA tool itself. So just we need to use the available resources here, and all the features will have the same features. But again, where the difference comes is, every tool will have its own features. So these Lombardy, Oracle and some 𝐤𝐸, 𝐽BPM, all these tools will not have some functionalities like developing so new applications or new web applications or converting the existing applications. So they don't have those features in these tools. So the only tools which have these functionalities, PEGA BPM. See, in the current market, so when you see the guardrails, not guardrails, so Gartner reports, so it is stands in the top position in 2013 or 14. So this PEGA BPM stands in the top position. So I think 2013 rankings, PEGA is the, so I think second position, and 2014 it got the first position. So in the Gartner reports also, so PEGA stands in the top position here. So any other technology, so we can compare this PEGA with any other technology, so it will have its own features. Means in the BPM market there is no other tool to compare with the PEGA, but in the other markets like a Java market, we can compare this with this PEGA BPM, because whatever we can do using the Java, same thing we can also do using the PEGA. But in Java we used to write the coding and all, but in PEGA we will not write a single line of code. And one more thing is, I told you PEGA is a Java based tool. So why Java based tool means, so this total PEGA tool is designed using the J2EE environment. So in the backend it is developed using the J2 Java environment. So that's why, so this total in the PEGA backend, if we generate anything, suppose if you are designing one form, for that form it will automatically generate the source code in the backend. There will not write any code, so just total designing will be like drag and drop and point and click. Means, so total application designing will be, you will not write a single line of code here. So already all the resources are available, means all the controls, all the options, so all the functions, libraries, everything will be there in the PEGA tool itself. So just we have to select that required option and drag and drop that option in the user interface. Means total UI design will be drag and drop and point and click. And already told you, so here no need to generate any code, it will automatically take the source code. That one also I will show you, because there will be one Java icon in the PEGA tool itself. When you click on that, you can see the source code which is generated in the backend. And I already told you PEGA we also call as PRPC tool. And what is this PRPC? PRPC abbreviation, PEGA don't have any abbreviation. Actually it is a product of PEGA systems. PEGA don't have PEGA means, so just it is a PEGA. It is a product of PEGA systems. And coming to this PRPC, PEGA rules process commander. So PEGA rules process commander means here I told you, so Java PEGA is developed using a Java language. And what is this rules means? So all the classes. So we can say PEGA rules is nothing but some classes, or we can also call as libraries. See, normally in Java language we used to call as libraries. So using the libraries only we used to develop the total, so all the application designing and everything. So here the terminology we used to call as PEGA rules. We use the terminology as PEGA rules here. So either we can take it as either classes or libraries. And all the rules are developed using the Java only. So in the backend, so all these rules are designed and developed using the Java. And process commander means for storing all these rules in the PEGA. So in the PEGA there will be one internal storage will be there, that is called as a process commander. We can also call as process engine or business rules engine. In the lower versions this process commander is also called as BRE. BRE means business rules engine, so which is used for storing all the rules, PEGA rules which are available, so which are inbuilt in the PEGA tool. For storing all the rules they will use this business rules engine, and in the current versions it is called as process commander. So just the terminology it is defined like that. In the real time also we used to call as PEGA PRPC tool. And coming to the differences, so when we compare with the Java language, so with this PEGA, so some of the differences over the Java is, so it is having so many advantages over this Java language. So first thing is, see, in the Java we'll use some coding and all. So in PEGA we'll not write any coding. See, if we are not writing any coding, so how we can develop the application means everything is available in the tool itself. So internally, so PEGA contains some thousands of libraries and functions and thousands of classes will be there. So everything is according to the requirement, developer requirement, everything is developed and given in the PEGA tool itself. So there is no need to go outside away from the tool. So once if you log into the tool, anything will be done in the tool itself. Even the database is also internal to the PEGA tool itself. That one also I will show you. So this is the first difference. And another thing is, in the Java we will not follow any model. So normally model means here, for example, if any developer want to design any form, so they will do different coding. So each developer will do different coding. But in PEGA anyone will follow the same model. Means suppose 10 developers are working on one simple same task, so each and every developer will follow the same process, so same model and same sequence they will follow. So here the process will be like they will follow some business process model. Means for developing an application there will be some model and they will follow the same model throughout the application. So the work becomes very easier here. And also there will be no confusion in the how to do the work and all. So you will be given all the required documents. Means when a task is assigned to the developer, so he will get one BRD document. According to that he need to complete all the tasks here. And another thing is development time and like at the time so in Java technology, so the time taken for the application development is very high. So at the same time it will reduce. Suppose in Java if it is taking 2 years time, same application, for example if you take one healthcare or banking application, so the same application if we are developing using Java and also using PEGA, here if it is taking 2 years time in Java, the same application we can complete in 1 year in PEGA language. So the development time is very less and also the production cost is also very less. And at the same time the manpower also in PEGA it requires less manpower. So there is so many advantages for the organizations and also for the clients also. So where the development time wise and the production cost of the production wise and also the manpower wise, so all the resources will be very less. And at the same time performance of the application, so performance wise and security wise also it is better than the Java language. Because in PEGA most of the applications will be related to these financial applications, insurance applications, banking applications. Mainly the domains will be like this. So healthcare, so many, it supports all the domains, but majorly like banking. So all the markets, all the banks in the US market are designed in PEGA only, and so all the financial sites or any insurance applications, so healthcare applications, so educational related, marketing related, so any domain you take, so any domain it supports. And also for every domain there will be some frameworks will be there internally, so they can use those frameworks also. For healthcare there will be separate framework, for banking there will be separate, for finance application there will be separate framework. So according to that, so it will not come in the personal editions, but in real time in enterprise edition we'll get those frameworks. I will tell you what are the differences between the personal edition and enterprise editions, and these are some of the advantages over the Java. And another thing is this databases. So in Java we need to manually configure the database, but in PEGA the database comes internally here. Means when we install the PEGA software, at the time of PEGA installation itself, it will automatically install the database and it will set up the total configuration. Means here in the PEGA the database setup is created automatically, no need to manually configure it every time. Once it is installed, so we can directly use the database. And one more thing is, it is available internal to the PEGA tool itself. The database is internal, means once we log into the PEGA tool, it comes in the internal to the tool itself. No need to externally install any database here. And it supports all databases and servers available in the market. What are the databases and servers available? It supports all databases and servers. That is one more thing. And coming to the servers, it supports like Tomcat, WebLogic, WebSphere. So all those things I will tell you later. And coming to the web services also, all the connectors are pre-built, means available in the PEGA tool itself. All the connectors, means here connectors like SOAP connectors, SQL connectors, Java, .NET, 𝐬𝐸. So like 10 to 11, 12 types of connectors are available. So here no need to manually configure any web services. So there will be inbuilt connectors available in the tool. Just we need to give the mapping and all. So metadata. So there will be metadata available. We have to give the connections using that metadata. So the task will be very easy. So when we use the web services also, the task becomes easier. So these are some of the advantages over the Java. So when we compare with this PEGA language. And one more thing is, see, along when we install this PEGA software, I told it comes as a package, means in the backend it installs Java. Why? Because I told you it is a Java based application. So means simply saying Java based application, what I am saying is, so this total PEGA tool is developed using a Java and it is hosted. So we can say, so the application PEGA is application which is hosted on some again local server. So the application which is hosted on a local server. So that's why we used to call it a Java based application. And automatically when we install this PEGA software, it will install Java in the backend. One database. That database we have to select in real time. In personal editions, by default it will install one database, but the process will be same only, I will tell you. So when we install the PEGA, it will install Java, one database and one application server. So it also supports all the servers and all the databases. See, if we coming to the personal edition, so I told two editions are available here. Personal edition is one edition and there is an enterprise edition, another edition. See, personal edition means, so we can install anytime and we can use for the lifetime. Enterprise edition means it is used in real-time applications. It will cost around some lakhs of crores of rupees. But personal edition also, all the features and all the options are same only. But only limitation we get in the personal edition is we'll get some limited database and limited server. So only, but it is sufficient to develop an application. So we can develop any type of application using the personal edition also. All the options and everything will be same. Whatever the options we have in enterprise edition, same options will get in personal edition also. Only difference is here we'll have some like which is sufficient. The limited means not very limited. So which is sufficient for developing a full-fledged application. So but will not get a whole database and whole server. So only will get a limited database and server. But coming to the tool wise, you will get what are the options we get in enterprise edition, same options will get in personal edition also. So I told you, right, so Java, database and server. And coming to the in the personal edition, in enterprise edition means, so we can select any database. Suppose if you want to install for your application, there is a requirement of Oracle database. So then you can select Oracle, SQL Server, Sybase or Universal Database, PGSQL, any other database we can select in the enterprise edition. But in the personal edition, what it will happen is, by default you will get one database and you have to go with that database. But see, there will not be any difference here. Why? Because in PEGA, what any database you use, we are not going to write any queries here. Means, so like even table creation is also like point and click, and then if you want to map the data to the database or fetch the data from the database, for that we'll have some methods, predefined methods are available. We are just using those predefined methods here. So it applies to all the databases, even if you use Oracle or SQL Server or any Sybase or Universal Database, so IBM DB2, any database you use, the process will be same. Means the database is internal to the PEGA and we will not write any queries. The process will be same for all the databases. And for mapping the data, means if you want to insert or fetch or delete or fetch multiple records, so for that we are having some predefined methods. PEGA contains some around 120 methods are there. Any logical thing if you want to perform, we can do using the methods only. Okay, that is applied to all the databases. I told you in internal, in personal edition, we'll get a, for example, so coming to the versions, if you install 6.3 version, the default database you will get is PGSQL database, and the server is Tomcat. In personal edition, for all the versions, Tomcat is the default server you will get. In enterprise edition, what, so you can, it will automatically install the Java here also, Java, database and server. These are by default it will install. In the enterprise edition also it will install the Java. Then you will have an option to choose the database. So at the time of installation, we will get an option to choose the database in the enterprise edition. But in personal edition, by default it will install this database, and also we'll have option to choose the application server. Those things by default we'll install in the personal edition. In enterprise edition, we'll have a choice to choose the required databases and servers. So only that is the difference. So all the options whatever you have in enterprise edition, same options you will have in personal edition also. And coming to the versions here, excuse me, and coming to the versions, so the latest version is 7.1, so which is released in the last year, but still the companies are using 6.3 and 6.2 only, because it will take some time for the 7.0 version to use in the real time. So because so only PEGA systems is using this thing, so all the partner companies like all the MNCs are using like 6.3. Around 80% of the companies are using 6.3 right now, and around 20% of the companies are using 6.2 version. But there is no difference between the versions right now. So if you learn 6.2 or 6.3, so we can also work on both the versions. At the same time, if you learn 6.3, you can also work on 7.1 also. So only some features are added. I will tell you what are those features. So what are the newly added features? Maybe it will be used after the 1 year or some 1.5 year. So this 7.1. So the companies will move after 1 year. So meanwhile, so I will tell you what are the new features added in 7.1 also. And my training will be given on 6.3 version. So this SP1, so no need of SP1 or SP2, so everything is same only. And one more thing is coming to the PEGA features. So the main features of this PEGA is, see, using this PEGA, first of all I told you we can develop any type of web applications. So it supports all type of web applications, not only new applications. We can also convert existing applications into PEGA environment. See what happens is in real time, a Java application is already there, but they want to do the maintenance project. So those projects also will be done in PEGA environment. So because the maintenance costs are very less in PEGA. So when we compare with the Java language, so the maintenance cost will be around, it will save around 50 to 60%. So that much difference will be there. So that is the reason. So even the any company, if you observe, if there are any Java maintenance projects are there, so those projects will be done in the PEGA only. So that is one of the main advantage. Not only new applications, we can also do the support applications also will be done in PEGA language. And one more thing is, it provides end-to-end solutions. PEGA provide end-to-end solutions, means anything is available in the PEGA tool itself. Means from starting design, development, administration, then security testing. So all these things comes in the PEGA itself. Along with the PEGA, there is no need to install any other tool apart from this PEGA. So once if you install this PEGA software, everything is integrated in the PEGA itself. And then you can perform from designing to the till testing. Even testing also comes in the PEGA tool itself. No need to, so there will not be any separate teams for testing in PEGA. What are the developers available? So they will only do the testing here. So there will not be separate team for testing in PEGA. And that is one more thing. Means end-to-end solution means, so from designing to till testing, everything is available and done in the PEGA itself. And it supports all databases and servers, already told you. PEGA supports all databases and servers, and it supports version capability. Means application can work in any version from low to higher. It supports all the versions. And then best tool to build web services. Why PEGA means? So mainly the reason is web services. So here the task is very easy. If you want to call any type of connectors or services, so the task becomes very easy here. So all the connectors are pre-built in the PEGA itself. Just by mapping the data, we can migrate, import or export the data. And then best tool to build user interface. User interface means all the forms designing. So in other things, other technologies, we need to manually write the code and all. Here no need to write anything. So just all the controls are available. Suppose if you want to select a drop down, means a control is available for a drop down. Radio button means radio button. So checkbox, calendars. So all the controls are available in the PEGA itself. Just we need to create a property and drag that property into the user interface. So the task is very easy. Means so like total drag and drop and point and click. And these are some of the main features of this PEGA. And PEGA contains C. If anyone want to move to this PEGA, suppose you are some already currently working in any other technology, and if you want to move to the PEGA, means anyone will move as a developer only. Your role will be developer only. And developers here we used to call as system architects. In PEGA, the developers are called as system architects. So either we used to, suppose if you are some 3 or 4 years experience, so we used to call as system architect. So more than 4 years experience, we used to call as senior system architect. So the role will be like this. So system architect or senior system architect. And then there will be some other roles in the PEGA, like they are business analyst, that is one role, manager, administrator. There will be no separate testers or anything in PEGA. Only these are the 4 types of roles available. One is developer, business analyst, manager, and administrator. And these administrators also, there will not be separate administrators, will not be there. Either business analyst or manager will act as a administrators here, or some senior developer will act as a administrator. So there will not be separate team for administrators also. Nobody, one more point is, nobody will take as a business analyst directly. Any company, they will not recruit as business analyst or manager or administrator. So only they will recruit as a developer, or means system architect or senior system architect. Even if you have 10 years or 15 years experience also, they will recruit you as a system architect or senior system architect. So, and minimum thing is, if you want to apply for a PEGA job, minimum 2 years experience you have to keep. Minimum experience of 2 years. So they will not recruit freshers in PEGA. So only PEGA systems will recruit for the freshers, and all the other companies, so minimum 2 years experience, so they will see. So from minimum 2 years to some, so you can keep up to 10 years. So according to the overall experience. So everyone, so even if you are 2 years or 10 years also, you will be system architect or senior system architect. And one more thing, who can learn this PEGA means, so anyone from any background can learn this tool. So means already you are in a different technology, like maybe mainframes or .NET or Java or testing or any other technology. But don't worry, no need to, if you want to learn this PEGA, there is no need to have any prerequisites. Means no need to have any Java knowledge, no need to have any database knowledge, no need to have any other. So not even without any knowledge, everyone can learn this tool. So only thing is, so just basic 𝐬𝐸s concept is sufficient. There will be one certification also will be there, like senior certified system architect. You once after the training, you can easily complete the certification, and you will also get the software and all. So for practicing purpose, you will get the software. You can install the software in your system, and day to day you can practice all the things, whatever I taught. And also you will be getting the all the documents related to the certification and all. So once after the training, you can complete this certification. So actually, in India, it is not mandatory right now. In US or any other countries, so they will compulsorily ask for the certification right now. So, but it is very easy certification. If you go through all the materials which I provide, you can easily clear all those things. So CSA certification, and there will be another level. So that will be written only after you enter the organization. So that is CSSA. That will not be written right now. After 1 year or somewhat, so you, after completing the CSA, after 1 year they will ask for CSSA. Okay, don't worry about this. And you will getting the software. You can install the software in your system, and it is a lifetime edition. So anytime you can use that one. And also all the materials, all the recorded sessions also you will get. Okay, I'll show the tool now. See, this is the, once we install this PEGA, it will create these icons in the desktop, and there is no need to work on any cloud here. The server will be in your system itself. So just we need to start the server. No need to have any internet connection or anything. So it will not work on any cloud. So just a server, local system itself will have the server. So when I click on the, already server is open in my system. It will take around 3 minutes. Once the server is started, using the login icon, we can log into the tool. And there will be default ID will be there, default user ID and password. Using that IDs, we can log into the tool, and everyone can use this one, administrator @pega.com, which is a default user ID, and password is installed is the password. Anyone can log in using this user ID. So when we install this software using that ID, so which is a default ID, using that we can log into the tool. And once if you log in with this administrator, later we will do the setup and all. Means for starting the application in PEGA, here we need to create some setup, means we used to call it as organization setup, and then we need to create a workspace. So these two things we have to create. One is organization setup and workspace. These two things are required for starting an application. But in real time, these setup and workspace will be created by the business analyst. I told that PEGA contains different types of roles are there: developer, manager, business analyst, administrator. So in real time, this organization setup and workspace creation will be created by the business analyst. And where the developer work start is, developer work start from the data model. Means like creating the tables, properties, then user interface, then process. So many things will be there. So according to the task assigned to the developer, so he has to do all the things. So first comes is a data model, then properties creation, then user. I will show you all those things. So this will be the, so when we log in with the default user ID, this is the tool. Actually this is a sample application. So when you create your own application or when you start your new application, it will be in this format. For example, I told workspace, right? We need to create a workspace. Actually this is a some default or sample workspace available in PEGA, and we have to create our new workspace. So we will not use this default one. According to our requirement, we will create our new workspace. In real time, that thing will be created by the business analyst, and these are all the different things. If you want to create all the properties, so under the data model we will create validations, and under the process, so there are so many rules will be there. And one more thing is in PEGA, everything is called as a rule here. Suppose data model rule we will call, properties we used to call as property rule. So means everything ends with a rule here. See here, so under the data model property rule, edit input rule, edit validate rule, process rule. Under process we'll have flow rule, correspondence. So these are all nothing but, so design. So designing purpose we'll use the process category. And decision means for adding all the conditions and all. So there will be so many types will be there: decision tree, map value, decision table, when condition, declare expressions. So many things will be there. So all comes under decision category. And user interface means for total designing, means your forms designing and all comes under user interface. So all these rules comes under user interface. Integrations, so different types of connectors, services will be there. Then reports, we can also design the reports also in PEGA itself, some basic reports to advanced reports. So in technical category, we used to have all the methods. I told PEGA contains some predefined methods, right? So all the methods are available in the internal to the PEGA tool itself. And security, it is not a developer task actually. Business analyst or administrator will do all those things. So giving permissions to who can access which rule. Means for example, if your role is a system architect, means like a developer, means you can only access your work. You cannot access the other people's work. Like manager means he will access the total application. So business analyst means he will access only the, so means business analyst also you can access the total thing. So like that there will be some roles will be there. So all those roles will be given under the security. Sysadmin means this workspace create and rule sets. So there will be some like a workspace will be there again under the sysadmin class, agents, products. Product means after computing the total application, if you want to export all the data, that one comes under the product. Rule set means it is a container of rules. Means see, at the time of setup it will create a rule set, and everything whatever you are creating under this class, everything will be saved under the rule set only. So which is a container of rules. So all those comes under sysadmin. And these are all the tasks of administrators. Means administrators means either manager or business analyst. So the security and sysadmin, those are not part of the developers. So apart from security and sysadmin, so the rest of the things, whatever there in the top, so all those things developers will create. And also see here you can also find say subclasses. See here, you in the top you can see the main class here, and under that again you are having some subclasses. Like see, in an application if you have some different modules of there means, so they will divide into the modules into different parts. For example, this is the main class. Under this we are having some subclasses. Under the subclass also we can create all the rules again. So like this, so every developer will have access to only his task. So only his module he can access. So like this there will be multiple modules will be there. So according to that they will create all the rules in that module. So this is how everything will be saved in the left pane. So if you want to create any rule from the new category we will create, these are all the different things. Data model we have all these things. Under the process we have all these things. Under the decision these are all the rules available. Under the user interface you will use the integration connectors. I told all the connectors are inbuilt in the PEGA. These are all the inbuilt connectors available. Mapping all the related to this only. Mapping resources, services, and reports are taken from reports category. Under the technical all the predefined methods will be there. Security, organization, and sysadmin, these three developers will not create. An application definition just to check the application. So like this, so these are all the categories available. And see, database also internal to the PEGA only. See, when you click on this PEGA logo, you can find so many options. We used to call it as Designer Studio. We used to call it as Designer Studio, where we can navigate to different options here again. So the database, see here, I told you right, database is internal to the PEGA only. So we can go to the tables option. And we can generate the tables in the PEGA itself, PEGA tool itself. No need to separately set up any database outside. Just we have to click on add a new data table, and we need to fill all the information in. We need to give the property names and just click on generate option. The table will be saved under data tables category. So these are all the some predefined tables. You can see on sample one. So these are some default tables available in the administrator. But when we start our new application, we'll create our own table. So these are all some existing tables available. So where we can also use them also, but we'll create our own tables again. We'll create our own tables according to our requirement. So these are all some sample tables available in PEGA. So these are all the property names, ID, label, customer name, customer address, and these are all the records. So whatever available in the dropdown are all the records. So and these are all the property names. Like this one is company name, label also same only, customer name, customer address, customer phone number, customer email ID. So like this. So these are all the records under the property names. So these are some sample tables. If we create our table also, it will be saved under the data tables category. So in this internal only we'll work all the things. We will not go externally. So we will not go outside the tool. Everything will be created in the data table itself. And then, so for mapping the data, I told you right, some methods will be there. Under the activity rule, we can use any method. So these are all comes under the activity. See here, there are so many methods will be there. So we can use any number of methods according to the requirement. See here, these are all the some around 120 methods will be there. According to our requirement, we have to select the method name. And so for every method again some parameters will be there. So we have to fill those parameters and we'll give the mapping. So I told all the logical operations we can perform using these methods. So there is no need to create any new methods here. You will not get any chance or you can create, but there will not get any requirement for you. You will not get any requirement to create any new method. So we can, all the methods are, so what are the methods available? So those methods are maximum enough for you. So you can select the method name, and for every method there will be some parameters again. We have to fill those parameters and map the data. So automatically, so the data will be saved to the database. So for saving or for fetching the data, so we'll use those activities. So like this, so this is the overview of this PEGA. So anything, so what are the things we are doing in Java? Here we are using the PEGA, but without writing any coding. So not even single line of code we will use. Okay, so just it will automatically generate. You can see here, I will open one user interface. This is the default one. So normally if you click on the show Java icon, in the backend you can see the overall code. It is not getting here. Okay. In the backend it will automatically generate the code in the backend. So when you add our own fields or anything, so all the controls will be there. So not only this, so there are so many controls. So property level we will give the controls and all. I'll show the user interface. See here, when you check the UI gallery, just for overview I'm showing this. So these are the different controls. So for each control they will get so many options. These are all the predefined buttons available. Links, if you want to add any links, so there are so many formats, standard styles, custom styles. Icons, these are the standard icons, and custom also we can add. Date, time, these controls will be there according to the data type here. So these are all the date formats. If you want, you can change. Text input. So if you enter, for example, name field is there. For the name field we can add all these options, editing options, read only options. For integer field you will get all these options. By default you will get this. If you want to add any decimal places, percentage, thousand scales, custom symbols, separators, any negative numbers, currencies, so all those available. Autocomplete, by default you will get this option, and later if you want to add, so starts with, contains, narrow, wide, so many options will be there. So text area, by default standard size you will get this. Later if you want to add according to your requirement, so you can add different formats. So not only, so this is for the basic controls. Again, so many controls will be there for each and every data type. So all are available under the user interface category. So like this, everything is in the PEGA itself. So just we need to do is, we need to extract those. So means whenever there is a requirement, you must know what we have to do in this time. So just we need to extract those available things, and we need to use in the application. So all are available in the tool itself. So just what you need to do, you need to know which rule and where we need to use that rule. So what is the rule you need to create and how to get that rule, all those things you need to know. That's it. So if you done one application, same thing will be applied for all the rest of the applications in PEGA. Okay. So any doubts from your side you can ask me. This is my introduction about this PEGA. If you have any queries you can ask me. I had another session. So from your side, if you have any queries, you can ask related to PEGA. Yeah, you'll be getting all the recordings and all once the session ends. So once you install, you can also practice in your systems also. You can ask any queries daily. You can ask any queries if you have any doubts also. Yes, any queries?
How do we get the software?
Software, I will be sharing a link to you. You have to download that thing. I'll give the path and all. Just you have to download that software. And I will give the steps for the installation. So how to install that. And with basic requirements, only Windows 7 or Windows 8 operating system and 64-bit operating system and minimum 2 GB RAM. and you can install that software. So only basic system requirements is sufficient. It will take around 10 GB space in your system for this PEGA. So, and you have to make sure that in the C drive there must be 10 GB free space available so that you can install the software. Okay, you can talk to your organization, any queries. From your side, if you want to ask me technically, you can ask me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you can contact the organization. Okay, thank you all.